And we're back. Welcome to my preview and predictions for tomorrow's matches in Group B of Matchday 1 of the Women's Euros. If you want to see my predictions ahead of today's opening matches in Group A, you can do so by clicking the link at the top of your screen right now, covering both matches taking place this afternoon and this evening. And if you haven't done so already, if you're ready for this Women's Euros, please let me know by dropping a like on this video, sharing it with a friend to get as many people involved in this Women's Euros as possible. Subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss out a single video we have got covering over the course of this tournament. And if you want to support the channel going into the new season starting next month, you can do so by clicking the join button at the bottom of your screen right now to become a member of the SO99 channel, unlocking additional perks for you to enhance your viewing pleasures on this channel. As for today though, these are the two matches that we are going to be covering. In Group B, we've got Belgium, Italy, and we have got Spain and Portugal. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. The early kickoff is between Belgium and Italy, but what we have to mention before we start any of these predictions for this group is that, bizarrely, as with yesterday, 3 of the teams in this group were in the same Nations League group that obviously took place over the course of the last few months. And those 3 teams were Belgium, Spain and Portugal. Now, obviously, we're going to get to Spain and Portugal shortly, but all I'm going to mention for now in regards to that Nations League group is that Belgium finished 3rd in that group, winning only 2 and losing the other 4. Whilst that was happening to Belgium, Italy were in their own separate League A group, and they were able to finish 2nd in their League A group, winning 3, drawing 1 and losing 2. So certainly in terms of the competitive form coming into this tournament, it is Italy that should have the slight advantage over their Belgium opponents. Also, they are slightly higher in the world rankings. I know we always say you shouldn't really read too much into the world rankings, particularly when it comes to within sides that are pretty close to each other, but certainly the slight form, the slight on paper would certainly favour Italy coming into this one. That said, these two sides haven't played a competitive match against each other since the Women's Euros 3 years ago, and on that occasion Italy were the favourites to take the victory, but it was actually the Belgians who took the 1-0 win. So they're going to have that psychological advantage over Italy when it comes to this fixture, knowing that they've already beaten them in the Euros when this competition was last played in England. So it does sort of balance things out a little bit. Finally, it should be noted that Belgium did play a warm-up game before this tournament. They played against France and they lost 5-0. That game was last week, so not the best preparation for Belgium. I should note that Italy, I couldn't find a single game that they have played since their final match of the Nations League. I couldn't find any record anywhere, and believe me, I did look quite rigorously to see if they did play a final warm-up game, and I couldn't see any record of them playing a final warm-up game. So if that is the case, they actually haven't played together for over a month. So who knows, that could play into Belgium's favour, but in my opinion, based on the form, based on the players available to these two sides, I do think on paper the Italians are a slightly stronger side. What I would say is that both of these sides are normally involved in relatively high scoring matches, so I think this one is going to be one where we're going to see goals for both sides. I was a bit torn between all the usual ones I tend to go for, like a 3-1 or a 3-2 or a 4-2. I've settled on a 3-1, but ultimately I do think Italy are going to win the match in a match that I do expect to be relatively high scoring. If you disagree, let me know down in the comments. As for the other game, it is Spain and Portugal, and on this one, this is where we do now need to look back to that Nations League group, because obviously we do have the head-to-head record and we have the league standings that we can talk about. I'm basically going to make this as quick and painless for the Portuguese fans as possible. Spain won the group. Portugal finished bottom. In the 2 games that these two played against each other, Spain won 4-2 in Portugal. They won 7-1 in Spain. So it's not looking good for Portugal coming into this one. Spain are absolutely the overwhelming favourites for this. Not only that, Spain have won their last 5 matches. Portugal have lost their last 4, conceding 20 goals in those last 4 matches, obviously including that 7-1. On top of that, Spain, of course, are the current world champions. They're not the current European champions, but they are the current world champions and will be looking to add another major trophy to their collection. However, those of you who were watching my Olympic series last year should remember that even though I backed Spain in that tournament, they came up short, not once, but twice in that Olympics towards the end of that competition, losing in the semi-final to Brazil and then also losing the bronze medal match to Germany. So there is definitely remit for Spain to not potentially win this tournament. However, with all of their world-class players available to them, and of course their Ballon d'Or winner in Bon Mati, this should be a fairly comfortable opening game for the Spanish. They're going to be looking to make a statement victory on Matchday 1 to put the rest of the competition on note. And like I say, Portugal, it's not a good look for them. The amount of goals they conceded recently, the amount that Spain beat them by just literally a couple of months ago. Surely Spain are going to take the opening victory here. I'm going to go for 5-1. I'm going to give Portugal a goal. Like I said, they scored 2 at home. They scored 1 away to Spain. So on a neutral venue, I'd still fancy Portugal to get themselves at least 1. But ultimately, this is going to be a Spanish victory. As always, let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. I think it's going to be another interesting opening set of matches in Group B. But if you disagree with any of my predictions and you want to think that you can do any better, scan that QR code in the middle of your screen right now or click the link in either the description or in the pinned comment of this video to join my SO99 Women's Euro Predictor League, where you literally have the opportunity to input your own predictions and see how you do against myself. As always, I'll be back tomorrow with my preview and predictions for Group C, as well as at lunchtime, my preview and predictions for the first matches in the Club World Cup quarterfinals. So a final, thank you very much for watching once again. I'll see you tomorrow.